Call this meeting of the Veterans Advisory Committee of the City of Sebastian to order. May we rise, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Seats, please. May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Newland.
Present.
Mr. Peeler.
Present.
Ms. Pugh.
Present.
Mr. Willis. Mr. Willis, no. Mr. Giordano.
And we'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Larry Schramm, who's the Senior Vice Commander for the VFW Post 10210.
Hopefully will be. We have elections this week.
I'm sorry?
Hopefully we have elections this week, but I am representing the VFW here in Sebastian.
Oh, okay, fine, great. Well, we sure welcome you to our midst. Those that have been on the board for a while have received the minutes for the past meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Can I have a motion for acceptance?
So moved.
A second? Okay, it's moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Accepted. Old business. We have been looking for an opportunity to move a museum down from Connecticut for some time, and we've been having some problems getting finding facilities down here to put it. Jerry Peeler, do you have any information on that you can help us with?
Yes, sir. Wayne, I talked to Marilyn Doobie, matter of fact, yesterday evening, and she's going to be going to Connecticut about the middle of this month. She's going to try to find out exactly what Doobie owns up there or whatever. So she knows a lot about what he owns, but in order to get it together, there's only one person up there right now that's manning it. Nobody else is available to man the museum. So they are still looking for a place, I think, to move it or whatever. I have talked with some friends of mine in the trucking industry, and temporarily, or not temporarily, but momentarily, he says if he may have a 53-foot van available to store it for us until we could find out or do whatever we need to do with it. And as far as that goes, when she gets up there, she'll come back with the news or whatever, how much money that is up there that they can bring down with them, not knowing exactly how much or whatever. I've heard numbers, but I don't want to relate any of that right now to anybody, not knowing that we will receive any of that. But it's still in the making. We just don't want to see it go away yet.
Okay. If there's no objection by anybody on the board, we will continue to keep this on old business. I have information from the last meeting. Wreaths Across America made a presentation, even though we didn't have a quorum for the last meeting. They still made their presentation to this group, and then they made a presentation to the VFW and the American Legion. And after their presentation, the Honor Guard has decided that they will support the December wreath laying. And so that is a go-ahead at this time.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
we had a subsequent to our meeting, the last Veterans Advisory Committee meeting, we had a meeting with the ladies who are spearheading the Wreaths Across
Yes.
America issue. I still don't know what the full requirement or obligations the city would have in committing our cemetery to this.
the only thing I understand, Mr. Griffin, is that making the cemetery available for placing the wreaths, and they have told us that they're raising the money and obtaining the wreaths, and that they needed help in the ceremony of actually putting the wreaths out. And so our honor guard has committed that they will do that. And I'm sure that we will be able to get other help in placing the wreaths. That was their real, that's, I think, is what they were really looking for.
Well, I think it's more than that as far as what the city's obligations are.
Oh,
And frankly, until I figure that out or find that out or really get, in effect, we're going to have to sign a contract that would obligate the city in perpetuity, the city cemetery in perpetuity to this. I don't know that I'm willing to recommend that to the council until I know the full impact of what that might be.
okay.
We did give them an alternative, and because, as you know, at our cemetery, we do have some parking issues there. We have some access issues. We have, I think, as a veteran myself, I think that the identification of the veteran grave sites, even though they're not marked with a VA headstone, et cetera, I don't know that we'd be able to really have the right coverage, and we don't want to insult anybody or slight anybody or any family. We did give them an option that they would do a ceremony at our Veterans Memorial on that date with the 7 wreaths. That is, they didn't think that was acceptable. I had heard from them after our meeting that that wasn't acceptable. My position there is that we do a number of these ceremonies through the year, and we pretty much have it down, and we have the ability to handle a number of people because of parking and access and things like this, and we're able to make those functions happen pretty much without a hitch anymore. I don't think. Every once in a while some things go wrong with the PA system, but that's about it. And I thought that was much more acceptable. Frankly, I don't think the ladies like that idea, and we heard back from them that they want to pursue this. But I just want to make sure that the VFW, American Legion, both know that just want to make sure that the city doesn't take on an obligation that they may not be able to fulfill.
Okay, well,
going down the road.
I wasn't aware of some of these details, and I appreciate your filling us in.
Well, it's not that I'm against it.
Oh, I
Don't get
understand
me
that.
wrong.
No.
I think it's a very noble thing. I mean, I have relatives in Arlington, and I've been up there when I've seen the wreaths up there. It's an amazing sight. So, but I just want to be sure that the city doesn't take on an obligation that they will not be able to fulfill going, down the
Okay,
road.
well, I think then what we ought to do is get them together again and have another little get-together and make sure that we're all on the same page.
Well, if there is a contract required, in essence, a contract
Okay,
between the city and the Wreaths Across America organization, that's going to have to go to the full city council. and they'll have to authorize me to sign that. So that's going to be another hoop to jump through.
All right, well, I had assumed that it would be something very similar to what we do on Memorial Day and have been doing for years there. So I didn't realize that we were having the formalities that apparently are needed. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, fine. Well, let's keep that on our bring up also, if you will, please. Okay. Under old business, report on the American Legion, new bathrooms and the extension of that building.
Yes, our plumbing's been done, our floor has been poured, our door has been opened from the outside. I've just peeped at it a while ago on my way over here. They haven't started up the partition walls for the bathrooms yet, but the doorways have been cut in from the old building, cemented up the side and whatever thing that they had to do for a header and all that stuff, so that is done. The next move is going to be installing our walls for a bathroom, putting up sheetrock, going to tile. I've been downtown talking to tile people today. So it's on the move.
Okay.
It's on the move.
It was very nice to see that they had the walls and the roof up, and once they got started, just moving right along. Anybody else have anything on that? Okay. Under new business, auxiliary has some things that they want to make us aware of.
Yes, we do have that Yeehaw, a dinner and a show on April the 8th, and it's open, social hour at 4:30, dinner will be at 5, and the show will start at 6. It's country western music, and we got some dancers, and it's going to be very nice if you want to come. We got a good dinner coming also. And also the other thing I want to talk to you about was our poppies, which we will be doing on April the 26th. That's a Friday. And we do have sign-up sheets if the men would like to help us stand on outside. And we do have our places. We've already talked to the places. We've got permission to go to the places that we're going to go to. And we have a list of those places if you're interested in them. I can tell you those later.
All righty. Thank you. VFW have anything coming up right away that you'd like to put out to the public?
Yeah, in fact, we do. Like I said,
Press the button so the
Push
mic.
the center button.
There you go.
There you go, you got a light?
yeah. There's a
Okay.
light. Yes, like I said earlier, we have elections this week for officers for next year, and we're really looking forward to it. And I know Gary Miller and Lynn Miller, and I too, am personally going down to the American Legion for that hee-haw dance. I'm looking forward to it. I've seen it in the past. They also have what they call a USO show, which they'll be performing across the street at the VFW this month too at our district meeting, which is like a roundup from all the posts in the county. So we're really looking forward to it. I haven't seen, of course, being new, that's an agenda for Memorial Day. I take
Okay.
it's going to be down Riverside Park.
That's up on the agenda yet in just a
Okay.
moment.
All right. Good.
Okay. I understand that you guys are hosting a major event at the end of this month. The
That would be the district meeting.
district meeting, okay? All right. Well, I hope that.
And that's, posts from Okeechobee down to Hope Sound. It's quite, District 11 is what we call it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to be quite a show.
good. I hope it goes well with you. Okay.
Is that where your USO show is going to be, at the district meeting?
Yes, that
Do you
USO
have the
show.
date?
Pardon?
Do you have the date? by
I
any
believe
chance?
it's the 29th,
Thank you very much.
the end of the month.
The Memorial Day, you brought that up. We are rolling along with the preparations for that. We've secured Tony Young, who was the previous president of the Veterans Council in Vero, as our primary speaker. For the Indian River County, okay, because occasionally they meet in Sebastian, which is the largest town in the county, and we enjoy teasing them a little bit about that.
We'll be here next month, meeting at the VFW.
Okay, I'll let you give a report on that in just a few moments. Okay, all right. So we are making progress on Memorial Day, and it will happen. Okay.
Well, I attended one, and I believe it was down there at Riverside Park.
Interesting, the Vero Beach has their Memorial Day at 9 o'clock. We have ours at 11. And last year, the Sea Scouts participated in both as color guard. And so I expect them to probably do the same thing again. Now, while we're talking about Memorial Day weekend, the Sea Scouts, again, are going to host the Sebastian Historic Trail Award, as they've done for the past 4 years. This will be our 5th. And the high point, as far as participation on that, was year before last when we had 89, I'm sorry. We had 81 people camping and 83 people hiking the trail. The American Legion donates the use of the land for camping and keeps the bathrooms open all night, so we don't have to go out and get porta potties. It just so happens that the trail ends at the point right out by where the memorial is now, in front of the VFW. And this was set up in 90-something, and was never hiked after that. Until we picked it up now 5 years ago. And so the VFW provides a free lunch to all the hikers. And we want to say thank you very much, and I hope that that's going to continue this year, because I've already told people it's going to happen.
Okay, and
Okay,
Jack
so
was-
I'll get with the police department on that and let them know that it's going to happen. I remember the first year the police department was really, really, really upset with us because we didn't have people helping the scouts across the road when they had to cross US 1. So we told them, well, Boy Scouts can help themselves across the road. We didn't need to tie up their people doing that. So I think that the chief has forgiven us by now. I hope so. She's still friends anyway. Okay, now a report from the Veterans Council, please. Barney?
Yeah, the next Veterans Council meeting in May will be held here on the first Wednesday of the month at 1:30 at the VFW Post 10210. And this will be all the 21 veteran organizations as well as the 40-some-odd associate members. Now, the Veterans Council does a lot of things in Indian River County, and it is recognized statewide. We have received many fine regards from Congressman Posey on this organization, and I'd like to tell you just exactly a little bit of what it does. We have the Veterans in the Classroom program, which will be starting up again this year. And what we have done in that program, what we call with our Americanism, we have the Memorial Day and Veterans Day, but we also have the Americanism program. And we have a limited amount of American flags that fly on the big post with the 13 colony stars on them. And it is our intention to present those to the schools as long as the supply list, along with our Americanism program. Also, we have ceremonies and military tributes, which you would talk Memorial Day, Veterans Day, and the various special affairs on it. We have transportation to medical facilities are provided by the Veterans Council. They buy the buses, and the county supplies the drivers and the funding so that veterans that are going to West Palm Beach and other designations have free rides on it. And then they have the final program as a Veterans Outreach Program. That program is committed to helping all veterans that need assistance in financial problems, legal problems, housing problems, things of that nature on it. And we would gladly receive any requests from the public, from veterans in the public that do need assistance, and we can process them accordingly on it. Another item that's coming up in May, Velde Ford Veterans Day, this is probably the second or third year this has gone on, in which Velde Ford honors all the veterans in the Indian River County. And they honor them by having a car show program in which they will have a master of ceremonies, which will be a veteran, and all the funds that come from this program are given to veteran organizations on it. It is a very good program. The American Legion Post 189 will have a table down there, and any other veteran organization that wishes to have a table can have a table. It's no charge involved with the table. You do have to bring your own table and chairs down and whatever paraphernalia that you would want to present to the public and the veterans. But it is open on that, and that again is on Tuesday, May the 16th, from 11 to 3 p.m. Information can be obtained by calling Catherine at 772-226-0191, 772-226-0191. And one other item that I'd like to bring up at this time is a reminder that the Space Coast honor flights are still going on, and they are available for Korean veterans as well as World War II veterans, and I'm sure we will be getting to the Vietnam veterans. The third Tuesday of the month at 11:30 at Captain Hiram's, they have a dinner, Space Coast Honor Flight dinner for all veterans. It's a gathering for lunch and camaraderie on it. And the Sebastian Police Department does assist in that and helping the veterans to get in across the street and controls traffic. All veterans are invited to that affair. And I believe, sir, that covers the general things I had to speak about.
Well, as always, you do an excellent job of reporting what's going on with the council, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Going back to Memorial Day weekend, in Vero Beach, they're going to have they're going to recognize the veterans who have were killed in action that were from our area, from Indian River. And they have asked if you have a pair of combat boots that you no longer wear, will you either donate them or loan them to their group that is recognizing the veterans who passed. So anyway, if you want to donate them, great. If you just want to loan them, they will get them back to you. So that's that one's that. Anybody else have anything for the good of? Yes, Jerry.
Yes, sir. One thing I'd like to say to the city council about the Firehouse Garage Road Street that runs to Louisiana. I don't know whether they've been down there to take a look at it or not, but since they give Flo the approval to put milling down, pack down on both sides, the look is 100% better. And the road is 100% better going up. But I'd like to throw out a thanks to him for what he's done for our area as well as the city itself. We have been invited to the Skydivers annual function, which is July 28th, 29th, and 30th. They're going to have a big skydiving bash there. All of their proceeds will go to the American Legion Post 189. They said they've never actually picked a charity for the last couple of times that they have done this, but they said that seeing what we have done for the community with our low-price dinners, and the elderly people can come to the post, enjoy themselves, and have a good dinner, as well as quarter auctions that they come and enjoy that are very, very reasonable, that they wanted to do something, put something back in to us for our effort to help the community. Thank you.
Okay, well, great. More information will be on that coming
Yes,
down.
more to come.
Okay, it looks like a great weekend is planned on that. Anything, Larry, from the VFW that you'd like to add in at the last moment?
Well, again, I'd like to tell everybody, I just moved up here from Martin County, and I'm really tickled pink to be living in Sebastian now. I'm a little bit closer to one of the biggest reunions in the nation that is being held this month up in Melbourne. It was called the Vietnam Veterans Reunion. Now it's all wars and all that stuff. But it is the largest veterans reunion I know of. And it's the end of this month, April. I'm surprised that I haven't seen any flyers at any of the posts.
Larry, I haven't heard about it. I'm sorry.
It's been
but-
going on for years. I
But
mean,
we'll try to get some information out and get posters up.
I'm trying to do that too. I have some contacts down in Martin County that I think can bring some up here. But if you go on the internet, it's on that.
Okay,
So, but if you can attend that, it's something to see. I know I enjoyed it, and you talk about camaraderie, it means a lot. That's the only thing I have right now.
thank you. I'd like to close by saying thank you to the city for all the effort that you have put out over the many different times we've had events at Memorial Park. The city has put in concrete slabs to make the bleachers more stable, which was a great asset, particularly to the older people that we have in the community, being able to maneuver those bleachers and not have them rocking and rolling. That was greatly appreciated. I can tell you that the Honor Guard really loves the concrete pad that's been laid for the rifles and the flag line. That has been wonderful. I'm not going to speak for the band, let them talk for themselves, but I'm sure they appreciate that area too. It's wonderful how things have kind of centered in between the two memorials. It's just been natural to, I don't know whether that was planned that way or not when the Four Chaplains was put in, but it really has worked very well, and we want to thank you for that.
Well, that was all my idea, so, no, I'm kidding. I think the folks who planned that out and implemented it did a great job. I think we've perfected it as we've gone along, but the unsung heroes of all that are our city workers behind the scenes doing the barriers, doing the sound system, putting the bleachers in place, things like that. Aside from the infrastructure, the concrete slabs and the new flagpole, for example, things like that, straightening the granite slabs and things like that are going on there. So really, we've got some loyal, dedicated city employees who do all that work quietly behind the scenes without fanfare, but they get the job done. I'm very proud of them.
Well, if you've been gone for a year or two, and then you come back, you really notice the differences. And it seems like just about every time we go down there, there's been some improvement, sometimes small, but those of us who spend time there recognize it. And thanks, and pass that word on, please, to everybody. We don't get a chance to see them all, but we do appreciate it. If there's no other business to come before the council, I'll accept a motion for adjournment. Is there any other business first?
So move.
Have a motion for adjournment?
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Adjourned.